This graph shows the distribution of outlays or expenditures. The total for the outlay of the government was 1.2 trillion. Okay. Use this circle graph. Another name for it is the pie chart, to answer the following questions. Write all answers in scientific notations. Now, so basically this combines percentages and scientific notations. Okay, so I'm going to give you two different approaches to solving this problem. Now, the first question says that, what was the outlay for law enforcement and general government? So over here, you notice that there are percentages assigned to each of these categories of the expenditure of the government. But the first question is asking us to look at how much was spent on law enforcement and general expenditure. And this is it. And 3% was spent. Now, we've been given the total expenditure. So we want to know in monetary terms what 3% represents out of the 1.2 trillion that was spent by the government. Okay, so if you remember, we could either use the amount over the base, okay, is equal to the percent over 100. Is that okay? And we'll get the same answer. Now here, what are we looking for? We've been given the base. The base is the whole amount that was spent by the government. So 1.2 trillion right there. So what are we looking for? We are looking for the amount, and the percentage that goes with that amount is 3%. So we could do 3 over 100. Okay. So all you need to do to find the amount is to cross product and find your amount. Is that okay? Now, when you do that, that should give you 3.6 times 10 exponent 1, 10. Is that okay? So basically, you're going to do, and this will give you a 100A, right, is equal to 3 times 1.2 trillion. And now you divide both sides by what? By 100. Divide both sides by 100. And your A should give you 3.6 times 10 exponent 10, okay? So as simple as that. So if you decide not to go the formula way, all you need to do is to do 3%. So this is method A, right? If you decide not to go, the amount over the base is equal to P over 100. You just need to do 3%. Percent means out of 100 multiplied by 1.2 trillion, right? And this is 0.03 times 1.2 times 10 exponent 12. And that should give you that. Is that okay? So it looks like, so this is method one and method number 2. So you notice that this method looks, method number 2 looks more simple, right? And that will do that, right? Now for B, what was the outlay for Social Security, Medicare, and other retirement programs? So this is it. So you have 36%. So you just need to do 36%. So that is 36 over 100 multiplied by 1.2 trillion. Is that okay? Now 36 over 100 will give you what? 0.36. You multiply that by that, and that should give you the answer you have right there. Is that okay? And that simplifies B. Okay. Nice. Now let me clear the screen to have space for the last question. Okay. Nice. So C. Now for C, you have to be a little careful. It says, what was the total outlay for all programs other than the net, let me underline that, other than the net interest on the national debt? Now, the net interest on the national debt was what? 7%. Says other than. So another thing, apart from the net interest on national debt. Is that okay? So you want to look at all these aside that. So basically, you notice that for the pie chart, all the percentages add up to what? 100. Now, somebody can decide to add all these percentages together, except 7%, but that will take you some time, right? It is easier to just do 100% because the whole area under this is 100%, right? Minus 7, and then you multiply that by your 1.2, and this is a percent. Don't forget that. So multiply that by 1.2 trillion. Okay. Now 100 minus 7 will give you what? 93. And 93 divided by 100 will give you 0.93. Multiply that by 1.2. And that should give you that in scientific notation. Is that okay? And now if you need a refresher on scientific notation, to write a number in scientific notation, ensure that the decimal point comes after the first non-zero number multiplied by 10, exponent multiplied by 10, exponent the number of movements. Now, you remember that moving towards the left means you are increasing the power of 10, and moving towards the right would mean you are reducing the power of 10. And that is how you solve this problem. Okay, thank you. Have a good day.